Today I'm going to do a series of problems doing fraction division, and I'm going to demonstrate using all the various ways of solving the problem. So for example, I'll do partition, I'll do takeaway, I'll do comparison, and I'll do measurement division. And I'm going to do this all for the same problem. So here's our problem today. We're going to solve 3/4 divided by 2/3. So there's our problem. We're going to do our setup. So there's 3/4, and I'm dividing 3/4 divided by 2/3. And so for this particular problem, I'm going to do all the various methods. So the first one I'm going to do is I'm going to do takeaway division. So here's 3/4. And what I'm doing is I'm taking away this amount, 2/3, because it's saying I'm taking away an amount that's 2/3. So you look carefully here. I know how much I have. This is how much I have. I know that I'm taking this amount away. This amount is being taken away. What I don't know is how many times can I take this amount away. So here's 2/3. Right now it looks like I can take away 2/3 one time. Now I've got to see how much more of this 2/3 can be taken away from that amount that's left over. And so I need to know what this size is right here relative to this right here. So what I got to do is figure out what size fits there. And I noticed that it takes this size that can be taken away from there. And that size right there happens to be 12ths. So I know that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 12ths that fit within this 2/3. And this amount that's being taken away here represents one of these out of a total of 8 of those 2/3. So the final answer is, thus, I want to know how many 2/3 can I take away? I took away 1 2/3. I'm going to write that down. I've taken away 1 2/3. And how many more 2/3 did I take away? I can take away 1 out of a possible 8 that represents 2/3. So the answer is 3/4 divided by 2/3. How many 2/3 can I take away? I can take away 1 of those 2/3. So you have taken away 1 of those 2/3, and 1 out of the 8 that makes up 2/3. So the answer is 1 1/8. Now I'm going to do the problem. So that's takeaway division. Now I'm going to do the problem, same problem. It's the same exact problem, but this time I'm going to do measurement division. And so measurement division is, I know how much I have 3/4. I know the size of my groups. My size of my groups is that size, 2/3. What I don't know is how many groups of 2/3 can I make out of this 3/4. So right away I look, I can make one group of 2/3. I'm making another group of 2/3. Here's my other group of 2/3. And so this again represents 1 out of a possible so I can make one group of 2/3, and here's my other 2/3. How many of those 2/3, how much of a 2/3 can I make? I can only make 1 out of the 8. So that's how many groups I have. I've got 1 and 1/8 groups of 2/3. Now I'm going to do the same problem, but this time I'm going to do it with partition division. In partition division, I know how much I have. I know who I'm sharing it out to this size of a group or of a person. What I don't know is how much does one whole person receive? Because in partition division, I want to know what one whole person receives. So here's my 3/4. I'm sharing it out to 2/3 of a person. So here's my whole person. I'm sharing it out to only 2/3 of that person. So here's 1/3 of a person. Here's the other 1/3 of a person. So I'm being told to share this out equally to 2/3 of a person, first of all. There, I've shared it out equally to 2/3 of a person. The answer in partition division is what one whole person receives. I only know what 2/3 of a person received, and 2/3 of a person received that amount. What I don't know is what a whole person received. So if that 1/3 of a person received this amount, that 1/3 of a person received this amount, this 1/3 of a person needs to receive the same amount for us to figure out how much does one whole person receive. There. Now, I know what one whole person received. That whole person received this amount. So that whole person received 1 1/8. So 3/4 divided by 2/3 is 1 1/8. I know how much I have. I know I'm sharing it out to 2/3 of a person. What I don't know is how much does one whole person receive. And that whole person received 1 1/8. That's partition division. The next division is comparison division. In comparison division, I know how much I have. I know who I'm comparing it to. I'm comparing 3/4 to 2/3. What I don't know is what's the ratio. So here's my 3/4, and I'm comparing it to 2/3. I can't compare these because they're not the same thing. There's that big idea of I can only compare like units. So I have to be able to compare these, and I have to find something that they're both common to. I know that 4ths and 1/3 are common to 12ths. So now I look, and I say, oh, now I can show the comparison. I can write the ratio. I have 9 up here, and I'm comparing it to 8 over here. So the ratio is 9 to 8. 9 to 8 is the same thing as 1 and 1/8. That's the ratio, 9 to 8.